Peter Joshua Overson this morning because he is graciously at a Carolina Panthers game. Yeah, who likes Carolina Panthers? Alright, we got a little bit. Alrighty then. So, last week you guys talked about what a zombie is, right? Is that the truth? Alright. So, you define a zombie as a dead human body that has been raised to life by a supernatural force, right?
Yep.
Yeah? So that's not, so if, God forbid, Daniel Phillips, my best friend, keels over up here, I mean, that's not me running over to him with a defibrillator and reviving him. It's somebody literally coming up to somebody and just be like, get up, let's go. I mean, it's something that never happens. I mean, have you ever seen a zombie in real life? No, you haven't. It doesn't happen except in the movies, right? Well, that's not completely true. There's a lot of walking dead that walks around our world every day. And I got a little bit of scripture here, that you guys went over last week. Throw that up there. It's Ephesians 2, 1 through 3. And as for you, you are dead in your transgressions and sins, in which you used to live when you followed the ways of this world, and for the ruler of the kingdom of the air, the Spirit who is now at work in those who are disobedient. All of us also lived among them at one time, gratifying the cravings of our flesh and following its desires and thoughts. Like the rest, we were by nature deserving wrath. That's what you guys really went over last week, right? I mean, I got the gist of it there. But if you look at it in the movies, it seems like the zombies, the only part of their brain that's turned on is the survival part, right? I mean, you never see a zombie go to McDonald's and order something, right? They're not really that smart, right? Not geniuses. They can't really operate a door handle, for God's sake. But it feels like the only part of their brain that's turned on is the survival part. The part that says, I need water, I need food, and clothing, and that's the only thing I need. I don't need anything else to fulfill me. So before we dive any deeper than that, I'm going to pray us up. You guys can pray for me. I need it. So if you would bow your heads. Lord, I just pray that you'd anoint me, Lord, that everything that comes out of my mouth would not be me, Lord, that you would come and be the fire inside of me, Lord, that I'd really preach this. Sorry, got a little bit tongue-tied there. But I'd really preach this in a way to impress you, Lord, that it would really impact the people that are sitting in this room, Lord, that I feel like you got something for us in this message today, Lord, that you would just come into our hearts and you'd really do your work, Lord, that we'd learn about the condition of the walking dead. Amen.
Amen.
So, I brought that scripture to you, the Ephesians 2, 1 through 3, right? That's in your mind right now? So we're going to break that down a little bit further. If I could get Ephesians 2, 1 through 2, right? Is that right? That's not right. That's right. Where's it at? And as for you, you are dead in your transgressions and sins. Next slide. Come on. In which you used to live when you followed the ways of the world and the ruler of the kingdom of air, the Spirit who is now working the disobedient. I just read that, right? Yeah. I just wanted to re-put it in your mind, break it down a little bit more. But you never see a zombie, say, I just used Daniel Phillips as an example. Say I got bitten, we got attacked by some zombies, and me being the true man that I am, I jump down and try to defend you guys. But say I get turned, right? Alright, so Daniel Phillips is in front of me. I'm going to hit you up to, this is my zombie walk, so don't make fun of me. Alright, so if Daniel Phillips is sitting right here in front of me, and I'm one of those zombies, and I go walking up to him, and, I'm not going to be like, hey Daniel, I'm a zombie, I'm really hungry. You want to go to East Coast Wings at 5? Is that cool with you? Alright, cool. I mean, you never see zombies do that. They're just kind of like, come here. I want to eat you. So, I want to read it to you guys in the Amplified version. I really like the Amplified version. I need to get me a Bible in the Amplified version. But it kind of takes out all the ye's, thous, and shalls, and ever what have you. And it leaves in all that good, just mind-blowing stuff that God intended for us. So, if I could get it, Ephesians 2, 1 through 2, in the Amplified version. Yeah, it's pretty long. It's got a little bit of a length to it, but there's a lot of good stuff in here. And you he made alive when you were dead, slain by your trespasses and sin, in which you at one time walked habitually. You were following the course and the fashion of this world. You were under the sway of the tendency of this present age, Following the prince of the power of air, you were disobedient to and under the control of the demon spirit that still works constantly works in the sons of disobedience, the careless, the rebellious, the unbelieving, who go against the purposes of our God. So I don't know about you guys, but when I first looked at this, I really picked out some stuff that really made it apply to me. And I know if it applies to me, it's going to apply to you guys. So it says you there. I know that you is in a lot of scripture, right? But I mean, when I really look at that word, it means me. It means it's talking to me, right? If I say you, it really puts a emphasis on who you're talking to. So I know he's writing to a church in Ephesus, whatever. But I know he's writing to that church over 2,000 years ago. But I feel like he's talking to me too. Like this, whom shall take time to read this scripture is addressed to you. Not your next door neighbor, not the person sitting beside you, but you. I mean, that really puts the impact on me. And there's one more part that I really like. It says, you were under the sway of the tendency of this present age. Raise your hand if you feel that way, if you're impacted by the world in some way.